because once you get that, all you have to do is walk right over here and go into this area. This area will always, the exit to this area is always right next to the waypoint, always. So you can just easily go here and go get the it's the basilisk acid, actually, which you need to continue the main quest line. So that's actually nice. As you can see, my raging spirits doing work as always. I guess one of the big things I really want for this build is I think I mentioned it before, but I really want a Dead Reckoning. Dead Reckoning is just so freaking cool. You turn your skeleton warriors, these guys right here, which I consider my assassins. I just summon them in the middle of a group of enemies and they just mulch enemies. But you can get... It turns your skeleton warriors into skeleton mages. While that doesn't seem like a whole lot, or you think they would get like some kind of damage decrease or something, no. Skeleton mages are way stronger, especially if you add in link it to spell echo. Spell echo, or less, was it greater multiple projectiles? Actually, I don't think you even need spell echo, now that I think about it. Greater multiple projectiles would give you just a huge damage boost, because instead of them shooting like 1 or 2 or whatever amount of spells, they cast like 5 for each one, which is incredible. Uh-oh, gonna back up here. Wow, the metamorph is really... Oh, crap. There it goes. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. You about got me there, buddy. You about got me. Decent currency, I suppose. Funny thing about this next boss, or mini boss, whatever you want to call it, is it can freeze you to stone and basically one-hit you. So that right there. See how it turned them all to stone? Yeah, so I wanted to get out of there before it started doing that. At least move around it, you know. I am actually enjoying talking over this game in particular, because it's kind of like Binding of Isaac, in which I can just talk and not have to think as much about what I'm doing. So I can just kind of ramble on, and it's not difficult, or as difficult, to just talk about things. Hey, Sin, you can have this. Yes, yes, yes. Take it. Shut up.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Shut up. Take my stuff. And then we're gonna tail you back to the foothills and continue northward to the next area. On the way through, we're gonna have to kill a... Whoa! Whoa! Boys, 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 calm down, calm down. Calm down. Oh my god, there is a lot of enemies right here. Everybody got to go. Everybody's got to go. Alright, we're at the level we're going to stay at now. Haha, because juvenile sex jokes. Moving on. Die goatmen and stolen elementals and orb of fusing. Sweet. I'll take it. You have no idea how valuable orbs of fusing are until you don't have them. Because you spent the last, I don't know, several thousand orbs just trying to 6-link an item. If you don't know what linking is you're literally linking the sockets in your gear to each other. The only way a support gem affects another gem in your item is if they're linked. See here, this is 3 linked. However, if you look at, where's it at? This one, you'll see it has 3 sockets, but the blue on the bottom right hand corner is not linked. So it's not affected by, if I had, like, let's say something right in this red one that would support them both skills. Because it's not linked to it, it doesn't support it. Again, this game is very much a Diablo, the best Diablo that's ever Diabloed. I honestly believe this is a better Diablo game than, like, Diablo 3 was. That's not horribly controversial either. Anyone who's played Diablo 2 and then went to Diablo 3 and then played this would argue probably in my favor. At least that's my take on it. Alright, Tan. Or Tane. He's very polite, by the way.
Good day.
A good day. I guess it is. Thank you, Tane. Anything useful? Not really. I don't want to give you life, Jen. A rare weapon? Rare jewelry? I'll take the rare weapon. We'll do that. Did you run around it just to not get hit? You might be the smartest boss I've ever had to deal with just because of that. I've never seen an enemy do that. It's like, you know what? I'm not gonna get hit by this. You're insane. Otherwise, uneventful. Oh, yeah. I am definitely taking all of these life nodes. I really have to. It's like if you're not doing something on the passive tree to either increase your damage or increase your life, you're basically doing it wrong. Which, I don't like saying that about video games, because I firmly believe video games, there's not really a right or wrong way to play a video game. And I stand by that ideal. But this is one of those few moments where I'm gonna go ahead and say, you know what, the tryhards on this game might be right. You know, it might actually be just objectively wrong to not do that, because I mean, you're making a build, and the thing about a build is it's not gonna work unless you can do damage and you can survive. Now, don't get me wrong, there are nodes on the tree that give you elemental resistances, and I usually take those temporarily just to kind of compensate for the fact that... Does this one? Oh. Oh, good God, just as soon as I walk through the door, huh? I take those nodes generally just to give myself some resistances while I don't have any through gear. Because that can happen. You can run into a situation where you just don't have good enough gear to give you resistances that you need. And so, having a node that can do it for you, or a notable at least that can do it for you,
must bear two blades, hope in the left hand, surety in the right.
Thanks, Azaro. That's what I really needed to hear. Good advice. Anyway. So... But once you get resistances through your gear, you really should use some of those refund points that you get through the story. And you don't need a lot, unless you're just doing a whole total respec, which if you're having to do a whole respec, you really either messed up horribly or you just got bored somehow. But in general, you probably don't need a whole lot to fix a build. You know, I use 3 or 4 point respec points to get rid of the resistances that you had to have through your passive tree and move it to something else more useful, like life, for instance, or damage. Damage is useful. You know, killing things as quickly as possible will save you a lot more life than having resistances will. Don't get me wrong, there's things that are going to be kind of bullshitty, but they're going to hit you almost every time. Like, some of the best players I have in the world that I've seen play this, like, on stream, they're going to get hit. Thanks, Einar. You're bestest lad. You know that? Go get them, my boys. Go get them. Oh, gotta get rid of you. Where you at? Okay. So we'll do that. Might as well. Sure. Sure. Actually, I'm gonna do that. And dead. That's not a terrible bow. Yeah, that's not a terrible bow at all. I'll keep that. I might even be able to toss some mods on it or something. That's another interesting thing. Why is it that bows and I think it's quivers have a better chance of rolling minion mods? I don't get that. It does not make any sense to me. Get up in there. Oh, I didn't hit the... There we go.
Good find, Exile. Another good find.
Another thing about this build I need to fix is I'm still using Frostblink, which honestly is really slow. It has to recharge, as you can see. The cooldown is actually slow for it even then. I really need to use either Leap Slam or Shield Bash. Oh, a Chaos Orb. Nice. Alright. I'll take that. Ooh, what's that? Okay. That was unexpected. Pistigers. Piscators? Vigil? No physical damage, increased attack speed, attack speed weapon have 108% increased elemental damage, penetrates 5%. Ooh. That actually arguably is better than this. 108% elemental. This I think it actually might be better, but I can't remember if I can actually. I can. Okay. Do I? Okay. Yeah. Sure. There we go. That certainly works out. I have to do something about you. All right. So this also is another area where the two other branches to this area are on one side or the other. It's random which side which one is on. But it looks like this one is going to be the Garacon fight. Yes, it is. My minions are going to beat the ever-loving dog shit out of Garcon. Like, I'm not worried about this fight at all. The most I'm going to be concerned about is actually the tornadoes. The tornadoes do a crap ton of damage. Well, that does too, frankly. Kira, just die already. Thank you. See what I mean? Like, I'm not actually being hit by anything. Like, the, what the? Oh, okay. Tang, now you're a problem. Yeah.
You were too beautiful for this ugly world. I shall find you in the next.
It shames me to know the horrors wrought by our hands here and now.
Oh.
Khan was complicated, but she was also stubborn, and never would have thought to change her ways. We have given her a sky burial. That is the best we can do. Even in the old times, she was vain beyond comparison. It was her ambition that corrupted her, despite all my warning words. Well, look now, where ambition has gotten you, my love.
See what I mean? As a minor god, her sorry, can't think. As far as your Pantheon stuff goes, Garakhan and Lunaris are pretty much the normal picks, but again, it's optional either way. You can pick whatever you want to. Now this might be difficult. Yep. I figured that charge up was coming, but didn't know when it was gonna come. That wasn't too bad. That was actually easier than I thought it was gonna be. Alright, thank you, thank you, thank you. Moving on. As I mentioned, so that was on this side, so or on the right side, I guess, of the screen. So that means the other one is going to be on the left side, which is going to be the one that we need to get through, sorry, to continue the main quest. Good, guys? Alright. See how close I was? And Orb of Storms just doesn't have the range to hit them still. Like right here it's fine, but I'm risking getting hit in the face. If you're wondering why I'm taking kind of the long way around to get to where I know I have to be, it's just to clear out enemies. Really, it's suggested that you don't do it that way. You should just run past enemies unless they're magic or rare mobs. Because there's a level balancing system where if you are 4 levels above the area, your experience that you gain is dramatically reduced. Same goes for being under-leveled for an area. So always you're gonna effectively be what level you're supposed to be. And oh, it's gonna be the rare occurrence where it's actually in the north. Yeah, I can face tank stuff. It's not that big a deal. It's just, it's not suggested. So this is gonna be the random. Missing something. There we go. Where it's going to be way up in the north past Nico, that's on the map. That doesn't happen often. In my experience, at least. Yep, there it is. So that sort of thing doesn't happen often. Normally, they're on opposite sides of each other. But this one was way up in the north. Not gonna lie, I don't like the boss of this area. I don't like the arena. The boss himself is actually not difficult at all. The problem is his arena is very small and it fills up with lightning as the fight goes on to where you pretty much can't move. So it's kind of, it's a little bullshitty in that sense. Now if you, again, it's one of those things where if you can kill an enemy really quick, if you can kill an enemy quick enough, it doesn't really matter what it does, or what it's capable of doing. You're going to kill it faster than it'll kill you. But now the problem with that philosophy is if you play hardcore. If you play hardcore, you can't really play by those rules. Hardcore mean it's the same ruling as other like the Diablo games and stuff, and that's where, oh, here he is. Yep, see? There's the lightning effect. And see, it's hitting me while I'm not even touching it. Oh, at least it doesn't appear that I'm touching it. Well, I got lucky with this one.
Too much clutter.
Oh, really? Oh. I don't want to get rid of that. I don't want to get rid of that. That's not useful. I am going to go out here and clear out some more of these mobs just to see if I can't get a decent metamorph. Woof. Ball lightning's a pain. Sorry, anyway, I'm trying to get a decent metamorph. See if I can't get something out of it. Metamorph is a cool concept, especially considering a lot of times you can get either additional currency, mods for the metamorph, or you can get actually unique items. Thank you. Which is why I'm doing this. Oh boy. Where do I want to fight this? You can summon it through that the menu, so that makes it easier. So what do I got here? You know what, we'll go with that. Currency item. Nothing actually very good. Oh my god. Wow. That's crazy. That's really crazy.
Much clutter.
But I got a level. And you know what a level means? More life. As you can see, my resistances are off the scales. Because after you fought... what's its name? After you basically fight the final boss halfway through the game, and you fight it again later in the game, you get a negative 30 penalty to all of your resistances. The fact that my chaos resistance is at 1 is actually ridiculous. Oh wow. Oh wow. Huh. I could do with a better ring than this one. Me losing 21 cold resist and 26 fire resist wouldn't hurt so much. Your cap is actually 75 unless you have certain gear or certain ascendancies actually allow nodes for increasing your cap. I'm not playing one of those ascendancies and I'm not going to get the gear for that, so yeah. It's kind of neither here nor there, really. To me, at least. As far as the Sakema feather that you're supposed to give to 1 or 2 people, it doesn't really matter which one you give it to. You don't the reward doesn't change, and it doesn't affect anything gameplay wise, so you can give it to either one. I always give it to what's her face over here, Arashra, Arasha. That's kind of keeping up with tradition sort of thing that I like to
Our relic hunter.
do with this game. Anything that is traditional, I tend to do.
What can we do for you?
I'm going to go ahead and sell all this stuff off that I can, just so I can... combustion sports, whatever for me. Explosive trap is whatever for me. Lightning Spire might be interesting. I already have a Desecrate, don't have an Ice Crash, but I don't really care. That's whatever. This is basically Garbo.
Yes.
Yes. Wow, I still have a bunch of crap in here. Okay then, so let's go ahead and dump the rest of this. Now we can gather
Yes.
the respec points or whatever. Again, I don't use them for the most part unless I'm correcting something I did as a sort of temporary issue in the very beginning anyway. I think I have enough life nodes right this second to put something somewhere else. Like this gives me like resistance and everything, but it gives me elemental damage, gives me chance to freeze, shock, ignite. The physical damage is neither here nor there. I didn't really use a lot to get there either, so it's not that big a deal. The only place where I might take something off is here, but the increased fire damage is what I really need with some of them anyway, so that's whatever. I might take this for the minion instability that I got going, but who knows. If I want to increase my damage overall, taking one of the 2 nodes would actually be okay as well. Well, I have a curse aura, so I don't want to use that. That would only be useful if I was wanting the maximum life from it. Getting the elemental damage here might be useful, especially if I go bop, 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 and then hit in the middle here. It's one of those things where, at this point, there's not a whole lot more that this build needs to keep getting better. That's why this part's actually kind of difficult, because I don't know what I really want to do. That's the same as down there for the 5%. Mind Over Matter wouldn't be bad, especially considering I actually don't lose a lot of mana in general. Like, I don't use a whole lot of mana as normally, so for now we're a little stagnating on damage, so I think I'll go with the minion damage.
And so my mistakes are put to rest, and the mighty general has fallen. We honor them both with this brew.
So the next part of this is going back into the beast. Except for it's a dead beast. Poor beastie. It did nothing wrong. It was best boy.
Here we stand, amidst the coagulating remnants of my creation. Funny, isn't it? Once I placed my beast on a pedestal as my pride and joy. Yet now I send you to breach the hull of my pet's fouling black core. I have brewed for us a potion from the remnants of our harvesting hunt.
Our?
I shall apply
Me
this
mine.
fermentation to the weakened membrane, and meet you within the black core, where we shall further our agenda.
Speaking of Belly of the Beast, that would be a really good armor, but I'm not sure if it would be good for this. I can't remember the all the stats for it. I mean, it gives you a lot of extra life. I remember that. That'd probably be the best part about it. I do need to raise some more zombies here. I would actually rather have Vol summon skeletons, but I haven't found one, and I really don't feel like buying one. I don't see a point. If I find one at some point, even on one of my other characters, I might come back to this one just to put it on it, because Vol summon skeletons is interesting. You get basically all the Vol skills. You have the regular version of the skill, and then you have a enhanced version of the skill. The enhanced version of the skill, the Vol part of it, gives you some unique ability, sort of. Like Vol summon skeletons, for instance. You have normal summon skeleton, which will summon, you know, several skeletons. Skeleton warriors. Okay, cool. Vol summon skeletons, conjures several skeleton archers, warriors. Like, it's 13 altogether, but it's archers, warriors, and like a skeleton general, a skeleton giant. I think the giant actually might be the general, I forget. But and like a 1 or 2 skeleton mages. Like, it's really intense. And basically, if you want to summon up a small armada, like if you want to summon a small army right on top of an enemy, you can. That's the main reason it's any good. As usual, lackluster. Um, but that's for another time, another place. This build doesn't use specters, in case you didn't notice. I don't see real point in using specters with this build. It's just adding more mechanics to something I really don't feel like adding to. Again, I'm not making this build to be a super fantastic build. I just made it to, you know, start the league. So, as useful as specters would be, and there's plenty of enemies that are really good specters. The what do you call them? Basically the gorilla chieftains. Blood Ape Chieftain, that's what it's called. Blood Ape Chieftain, which can give all your minions frenzy, or frenzy charges, or the solar. Is it Solar Guard or Solar Elite? I think it's Solar Guard. They have a really good like skill set. Basically, both their main attacks are all just fantastic. They do a crap ton of damage. There's a cold version of them, more or less, like a Lunaris Guard or something like that, that does a crap ton of damage as well, but it's cold damage, so it can give you chill on that. Where the Soul Guard will give you ignites. All very, very, very solid choices. There's a couple other ones. There's a few other candidates for being good specters, but because how specters work, their mechanics, if they die, you have to go back to an area that had those and farm up a minion, basically. I don't freaking feel like doing that. It's just, it's not fun to have to do that. By the way, I'm just getting the essences. At this point, most of my gear is solid enough. There's certain parts that could use an upgrade. Ooh. Cool. If I do a melee build, that'd be good. Especially with like Dread Arc or something, which I have as well. That might be really good. So anyway, yeah, Spectres just... I like having Spectres, but the work you have to go through to kind of work with them sometimes can be a pain in the neck. There is some skills where, like, you know, they turn into corpses themselves, and the Spectres turn into a corpse themselves, and you can just reanimate that corpse to get your Spectre back. That's useful, but I just don't feel like it. This always weirded me out. It's like, why is this all... Like, the color of it just, it seems off.
Something doesn't seem right. Yes, it would appear our old friend Malachi has one final trick to play. A thaumaturgical wound to the hearts of... The souls of these three continue to surprise us. Quickly now, the hearts have become doorways.
I'm gonna go ahead and go in order anyway. Most of the time I go in reverse order. I'm gonna go in order of which you actually meet each of these. Unholy Trinity. Does that necessary? Oh no, 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 give me that. I'm not terribly concerned about the enemies here. It's not like they can do really a whole lot to me. Funny how Tane just standing there like, enemies, oh no. So in order, it's Chevron, Malika, and Deodri. I most of the time like going Deodri, Malika, Chevron for some reason. I don't understand why I do it that way. I've always done it that way. There we go. Get in there. This time I'm just going in reverse order. Whoops, there you are. Malagaro, not Malika. I'm sorry. Too many M names and I get them mixed up. Yes, I realize it's only 2 M names. Can't give me that much crap over it. See, 5 chaos already for that. I knew that thing would sell. I think I will sell it just to get the chaos. I don't like these like whirlwind storms of I don't know what it is. They do enough damage to where it's annoying, especially with other enemies nearby, and it just there's no point. You know I'm gonna get to you. You know I'm gonna kill you. I do like the fact that Malgaro comes out to fight you too. Whoa, the slowdown. Whoa, the slowdown. This is the point where he summons like copies and it's like, I don't care, Malgaro, you are really screwed. Can I go ahead and summon? Yes, I can. So I imagine enchanted boots, huh? Okay, you know what? Let's go kill Deodri and see what we get out of it. Deodri is actually probably the hardest boss out of these. During the boss fight, she summons the 3 monoliths, and during which she does this like screaming wail that can pretty much kill you every single time, no matter what your health is. So you have to destroy the monoliths as quickly as possible. And correction, you have to destroy all 3 monoliths as quickly as possible. That can be a problem. And what's unfortunate is like nothing in the area itself is going to really do enough to worry me. This is also part of the reason why I really like Dead Reckoning, so I can get undead mages. Is so I could just set them down and they would keep firing off wherever they need to and they wouldn't go anywhere. Wow. So I'm gonna stand right here. There it is. There's one. Okay. And there she goes. That wasn't too bad at all. For her, that's actually a good fight. So we'll do that. Essences. Does she not give one? That's weird. Huh. Oh, wow. Very nice. Good. What's this? 30% increased mana regeneration rate if you cast spell. That's not bad at all. Okay.
At last, our trio joins to become one foul spirit. Destroy that creature of darkness, and let us be rid of this place.
Ugh. Now this bad boy is literally all three of the previous bosses put into one. Literally the depraved trinity. Or the unholy trinity. However you want to call them. They aren't particularly scary, honestly. Like, this boss actually isn't as bad as you would think it'd be. The only thing about that move is they actually sit on the edge of the screen at all times. Like, they don't go away, and there'll be several of them. That is if you can't kill it fast enough. Which, I still can. I can still wipe a boss.
Too much clutter.
You're questioning me.
Two of my other favorite characters.
You'll be wanting us- Ready to go?
Ready to go? Yes, I am. Thank you very much. I like whoever did the concept art for these areas. Love them to death. That and the composer. The composer was really good for this game.
Well, once more.
Welcome ye to Oriath. Smell that fresh land, look ahead. Ain't nothing like the air in Theopolis, full of debauchery and pollution, hidden beneath the garb and the holy temples. Seems the place has changed a fair bit since last I was here. A lot more blood and entrails than what I remember. Well, best Lily and I stay here, where it be safe. You journey on ahead, matey, and see what blimey buggers you get to kill next. Say, you're not...
And alright. So, with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.